If you're thinking of making a run for the border, you might want to hold your horses and hold off on that Crunchwrap Supreme. These recalls could have you saying "no quiero" Taco Bell. Taco Bell became embroiled in one of the biggest food recalls of 2024 after a supply of onions was tied to a number of E. coli infections. It all began when McDonald's customers who had consumed the chain's quarter pounders began to fall ill. After the onion supplier, Taylor Farms, issued a voluntary recall, McDonald's pulled its slivered onions from the menu as a precaution, as did Pizza Hut, Burger King, KFC, and Taco Bell. A couple of weeks later, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention deemed the outbreak to be over. Tragically, 104 people had gotten sick in 14 states, and one person died.
I actually felt like I was dying at first.
At the end of the ordeal, it turned out that nearly all of the cases had been related to food served at McDonald's, meaning Taco Bell got off relatively lightly on this one. In 2019, Taco Bell recalled around 2.3 million pounds of its seasoned beef due to contamination. The chain decided to issue the recall after a customer found a piece of metal in their food.
Makes me very concerned about what I'm about to eat, maybe. Makes me want to take it back, actually. I don't need to get sick.
Notably, it was a voluntary recall, and there were no reports of anyone having adverse reactions related to the incident. That said, reports of Taco Bell locations running out of beef or pulling it from the menu due to quality concerns started swirling before the recall was officially announced, leaving a lot of customers speculating about what was really going on. Taco Bell was quick to respond, saying, "Nothing is more important than our customer safety, and nothing means more to us than their trust." In late 2012 and early 2013, Taco Bell's lettuce was implicated in an E. coli outbreak that made 30 people sick in Canada. The affected areas included Nova Scotia, Ontario, and New Brunswick. A subsequent investigation determined that the lettuce had initially come from California. However, distributed by FreshPoint, the tainted product was largely linked to KFC and KFC Taco Bell outlets. A recall was issued to be on the safe side, although by then, the lettuce might have been consumed or removed from circulation due to its short shelf life. Leafy vegetables such as lettuce are particularly susceptible to E. coli because the soil they're grown in is more likely to be exposed to sources of contamination, like animal feces or tainted water.
If you have just one of those tiny little pieces with a million bacteria per gram on there, you've got a serious problem.
Adding to the risk, these veggies are typically not cooked, so it's less likely the bacteria will be killed before being consumed. In 2006, at least 71 people became sick with E. coli after eating at Taco Bell locations in New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. An investigation was quickly launched to find the culprit. After 3 samples returned presumptive positive for the bacteria, the chain pulled green onions from all locations. In this case, most of the victims were hospitalized, and some even experienced kidney failure. Meanwhile, Taco Bell closed and sanitized multiple restaurants. About a week later, however, the investigation found that lettuce had probably been the true source of the bacteria. As a result, the chain changed its supplier for that ingredient. In the end, the incident cost Taco Bell $20 million, and that wasn't the end of it either. Boscovich Farms, which had grown the green onions in question, sued Taco Bell in 2007. The suit alleged that Taco Bell had continued to link the onions to the outbreak even after they were ruled out. The farm claimed it lost millions of dollars worth of business as a result. The dispute landed in arbitration and went on for years before an arbitration panel dismissed Boscovich Farms' claims. Back in 2000, Taco Bell got wrapped up in the very first food recall related to genetically engineered ingredients. Taco shells distributed in stores by Kraft Foods under the Taco Bell brand were pulled from shelves because they contained Starlink corn, which had only been approved for animal consumption. The GMO corn contained a protein called Cry9C, which raised concerns about potential allergic reactions for some consumers. Taco Bell didn't actually produce these taco shells, but out of an abundance of caution, the chain began replacing the taco shells in its restaurants in case they had been affected. No adverse reactions were reported, and it's not certain if these GMO taco shells were even harmful to humans. Regardless, the Starlink corn had not been tested thoroughly enough to deem it safe for human consumption, so the shells had to be sacked.